Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards. In today's video, we have a detailed comparison review between that back there, the Teeter LX9 inversion table, versus the Teeter DEX 2 versus the Teeter Easy Gravity boots. And we're going to have a conclusion of which one of these three products are best, at least here at Stevie Richards Fitness. If you have a different comment or a different conclusion, please leave a comment below. Also, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell to get notified when new videos like this go up on the YouTube channel. Also, there will be timestamps in the description below, so if you prefer to just see the section about the LX9, the DEX 2, or the Gravity boots, check it out. The timestamps will be in the description as well as the pinned comment, but I recommend you watch the whole video because there are pros and, of course, cons to each of these products, and this may help you make a decision of what might be the best product in your health, wellness, and fitness journey. All right, so let's get started. You can see up against the wall here, we have the Teeter LX9. We're going to bring it out to the center, and obviously the footprint of the LX9 takes up probably the most room because not only do you have to have the space for the footprint, but also you have to have enough clearance for yourself to be able to go into an inverted position. Of course, it does stow on the wall right here very nicely. We'll get a close look in a second about it folded up and kind of put against the wall. And then we're going to bring it out into the full inversion table form, use it, and we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons since starting to use the LX9 in relation to the other two Teeter products during the course of this video. So this is the LX9 inversion table up against the wall here in the apartment, and we don't get the whole shot in, but this is the most important part to show you how close you can get it to the wall, pretty close. And of course, it sticks out a little bit with the table on the other side. We can actually get a shot of that right there. You can see it sticks out a little bit further. And the footprint, when it's folded up, is not too bad at all. It could be a little unsightly if it's in your living room like we have it here, but it's more function over design as far as the way it looks in a home. Most people are going to have these in a spare bedroom, in a home gym, garage gym, something like that. We just choose to have it here for post-workout or before bed to be able to do some inversion. So probably the best way to be able to take this from the folded up position or even place it back against the wall is to grab these two handles right here. And what I sort of do is kind of diagonally shimmy it back and forth, if that's the word I'm looking for. And then you have it right here. And if the camera can catch it, we're just going to unfold it right there. Now, the issue is that when I go back, I may not have the clearance against the wall here. So that means I need to pull it out even a little bit more. So it's not just what you need as far as moving it forward this way. You also need to have enough clearance. And the taller you are, you're going to need more clearance away from the wall. My wife could probably, she's so short, she could probably get it right here and get a full inversion. But when you're taller, you can tend to need more room like that, or it might just be a wash. No matter what height you are, make sure you have the clearance. Also, if you want to unfold it, you have to make sure that the legs are all the way there so it can clear, and then you just simply take this, go there, and you're able to lock it in. We also have the strap if you don't want to do a full inversion. We have that in the full review video. So anything I don't cover during the course of this one, the DEX 2, or the Gravity boots, we have a full dedicated review on each of them. All three of those reviews will be in the description and the pinned comment as well. But this has been great for me using it to get a full inversion. So that's the first pro of this. You can get a full inversion, but of course, it's going to take up more room and you can't really stow it away anymore than putting it up against the wall or out of the way in a spare bedroom. Comfort-wise, it's completely fine. But like I said, there are some trade-offs with ergonomics with this, in my opinion, or at least full functionality, as opposed to the DEX 2 especially. So we're going to get to that. But if you don't have a DEX 2 and you're only going to get an inversion table, the LX9 is an excellent choice. Lots of different, you can see we have the lumbar thing right here that we can just put right in here. We also have little acupressure things, which are torturous, and I don't really put them on there. You feel them. So this is definitely something. So we're going to do some inversion. I'm going to talk more about this and the feeling about using a full inversion table compared to the other two products we're going to talk about. All right, so let's step up onto the LX9 platform, which I really like the fact I can put my feet here. I can kind of sit into it here, get a good hold on the sides, line up the pads here, which is really important because my ankles and shins used to be very uncomfortable with the first gen gravity boots. We're going to get to that when we get to the gravity boots section of the full comparison review. But this definitely helps you lock in place. I have a place for my feet as well. And as we come back here, we know we're going to get back to about here. Then I take my arms, and that will put me into mostly full inversion. So I can hold on to these handles back here and fully invert. If I don't want to fully invert, I can use that strap. And when I come up, my arms literally control if I'm going to come back into this position or go back. You have to just make sure the height adjustment is right. I still haven't quite nailed it down perfectly. My wife is having a little issue too with her height. She's around 5'1". So you have to nail that down to have full control and go into full inversion. I used a little momentum there. Oh my God. So next up in this detailed comparison review, we have the Teeter DEX 2. Now this is not a full inversion table. You're not going to be completely upside down, but there is an inversion to this, an inversion aspect, I should say, to this that mainly has a decompression kind of feature to it. So instead of going backwards, and if you saw the full review, we're just going to do another refresher on this. Like I said, the full review for this and the other two products will be in the description and pinned comment. But basically what you're going to do is get your microphone out of the way. In my case, you're going to lean over, legs are going to come up. Then the decompression aspect is just coming down forward instead of going backward like with the LX9. And then I can even grab this bar where this is kind of where my footing is to mount and dismount. And then this is the good part about the DEX 2. I can do other exercises on this. I can do hyperextensions for my lower back. And to me, that's a big feature that the other two do not have. I can also do crunches where you can do crunches on the LX9 as well as the boots. But with the DEX 2, I have a lot more isolation with that. And also, as you can see, these two handles here, I can do push-ups. I can do push-ups. Those are push-up stands. And then you even have handles here, like I did in the original full review, to be able to do dips. So you have push-ups, you have dips, you have crunches, and you also have hyperextensions for your back. And then you have the decompression that it's advertised to have. So there's a lot more functionality. It's not just an inversion or decompression piece of equipment, but the DEX 2 is actually workout apparatus with a decompression aspect to it. So it impresses me that this has so much functionality and everything for the price, because I was going to buy a dedicated hyperextension piece of equipment, which costs maybe, I guess, like $100 less than this one that does many more things. And the footprint, as you can see, it's not too bad. It's pretty light to move around. As a matter of fact, when I'm finished using it, or more times than not, I just leave it back over there. I have a spot between the squad mats as well as some gym storage or garage storage, and it can just fit right there, and I slide it out and I'm able to get right to work and do my workouts, especially on back days, to be able to do hyperextensions. And then I usually have core after that. So I superset hyperextensions, decompression, and also crunches. And then I can leave this after doing a few sets and then go about with my core workout, post back workout. Sometimes I do hyperextensions every single day just to strengthen my lower back, since it does have a compression fracture. So it doesn't hurt to do that, to be able to strengthen the lower back, which strengthens also your core. So the third and final product, it's a pair of them right here, are the gravity boots. And I had a previous generation of the gravity boots from Teeter, probably like 15 years ago when I was full-time in WWE. I would bring these on the road each and every week because, quite frankly, my spine was taking a beating each and every night. And I needed to do inversion. I needed to decompress. I needed to strengthen my core. There's tons of things I needed to do to rehab from just the wear and tear of not only the ring, but also hotels, rental cars, planes, going from wrestling, hopping in the car for 250 miles every night, or then the plane the next morning. So Definitely not the healthiest way to treat your spine, but that's why I brought these on the road. And they definitely are portable. They're a little cumbersome when you're trying to travel efficiently and lightly, but they were a priority when I traveled. And as you can see right here, and you saw with the DEX 2 and the LX9, these are the most portable of all three. So if portability is your number one priority, it's obvious you got to go for the boots. But there are some cons and some necessities, some requirements when you use these boots. You got to hook them to something. So we're going to hook them to this pull-up bar right here, but you need a high point, something high, like I'm 6'2", the G15 behind the camera, I'm going to hit my head. So I need a higher pull-up bar or some anchor point that's safe and stable and locked in so it doesn't come out of the wall or the ceiling to be able to do that. So there's definitely a safety requirement for you to be able to use these boots. So if you just want to use the boots, buy them, you're going to have to pair it up with something like this, or Teeter does sell a pull-up bar that you can hook the boots up to. But once again, the point where you're putting the boots, there has to be enough length to be able to safely invert without hitting your head on the floor. So you got to always think about that. So that's a con right there. There's a little bit more involved to pair these boots up. You just can't use them on your own like you can with the DEX 2 as well as the LX9, but you can't really travel with those two either. You could, but they're not as easy to travel with as these boots right here. But we're going to put them on, and that's another thing. You got to put them on, adjust them, make sure they're all lined up, and you can check out the full review and see that. But we're going to climb here. I'm going to remind you of what's required also strength-wise to get in and out of inversion using these boots. All right, I just want to give an example. I have the wall here, so it makes it a little bit easier to kind of climb and then hook everything here. If you're going to bring the gravity boots into a gym, then you may just have like a half rack or a full rack or an all-in-one trainer that you can get high enough onto the pull-up bar, but you're literally going to have to do a leg raise and then flip yourself halfway to do it. So I like having the wall here, but your situation might not be this one. You might not have the pull-up bar against the wall. It might be in the middle of the gym, and you're going to have to use core strength to be able to get up there. You're going to have to use grip strength to hold on to the pull-up bar. So if you're not somebody that's strong enough to get into it, also especially strong enough after inverting to get out of it, that's the safety requirement. You got to make sure, and the strength requirement, you got to make sure that you can get into it, but more importantly, safely get out of the inversion without having to do that. So it means doing that reverse leg raise when you come down. Now I'm going to do climb up the wall, which makes it a lot easier. But what's going to happen is if I didn't have the wall, I would have to kick my feet all the way up, hold on with the grip, and then get myself into place here. The wall will assist me to get in and out of it very easily. And to be able to do that, I can keep one foot on the wall, as a matter of fact, while I'm hooking the other one. And that's where you're going to run into trouble, because after a long workout, I don't even know if sometimes I'm strong enough to be able to lift my legs up and get this in here and then safely invert. And of course, you don't see the floor, but we have enough clearance. We have a 12-foot ceiling, and that's about 10 feet. So even with the wall in play, I got to have enough core strength to sit up and enough grip strength to be able to safely get out of the inversion using the boots. And that could be a potential con or deal breaker when you're trying to do inversion with the boots. So which one of these three products that we've been using for quite a long time is best, at least in my home and garage gym and in my fitness journey? Well, to me, the choice is clear. It has to be the Teeter DEX 2, not just for the decompression / inversion functionality, but the fact that I can do hyperextensions for my lower back. I can do crunches and superset those back and forth. I can do dips with the position right here. I can do push-ups. I can also do dips with those handles on the floor if I flip my body around and put my legs forward. Just a ton of functionality. And it's not like it does one thing well and the other things so-so. Whether you're doing the decompression, whether you're doing the hyperextensions, the dips, the push-ups, the crunches, everything this is advertised to do, it does very, very well. And I'm not slighting the gravity boots nor the LX9 inversion table. They do what they do very well. But for my money, you get much more value out of this, out of the Teeter DEX 2 than the other two. And like I said, I was going to buy a dedicated hyperextension machine, which is just $100 less than everything this offers me. So it was a no-brainer to be able to get this. And obviously this is going to be a staple in the garage gym. I use it either before and or after every workout. So whether it's back, legs, chest, or whatever, I try to use this piece of equipment with each and every workout, and it's definitely worth the money. So let me know in the comments, do you think the gravity boots are better? Do you think the LX9 is better? Or do you agree with me and you think the DEX 2 is the product to buy for everything that it offers in your fitness journey? Let me know in the comments below. Also, we have an affiliate link through Teeter. Sometimes you save some money, but every time you use that affiliate link, you help support the channel so we can buy 3 inversion products and compare them here on the YouTube channel. So that's kind of what we do around here. So most importantly, thank you guys so much. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day. I got my head